You are listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by Richard A. Boxshall, in which I chronicle my life and attempts to become a professional writer by, doing some writing daily, hopefully. Hello, today is Friday the 13th of December 2024. You are listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, and if you follow my other social media, you will already know that I actually did some writing today. Yes, I'm shocked too. So I had flights today, so my alarm call, actually not as early as it has been, but my alarm call was at 5:20 this morning for the flight from Manchester to Heathrow. I think we were there or thereabouts on time, so that was good. But then we had a long old gap between that flight and then the departure for the flight to Zurich, which I was then doing a Zurich and back this evening. And I did a couple of things. So first is a friend of mine who lost a mobile phone. Somebody who works for the same company I do. Left their mobile phone aboard an aeroplane. Was quite upset by it, to be fair, really, really. And is now on holiday out of the country and unable to physically go and check at lost property. So I did it for her. And against all expectations, they had her phone. So I had the joy of letting her know, and she sounded so pleased. So that was a little highlight. That was really nice to be able to give someone some good news. And I was in such a good mood after that I still had about an hour and a half before I had to go back through security and get to the gate for the next flight. I just thought, I could do some writing. I could write the next scene. And I think last time I wrote, which was a while back, admittedly, I had kind of acknowledged that there's a violent moment where Marianne uses a sharp object to detach someone's hand from their arm, shall we say, a machete. And just after I'd written it, I suddenly realised, no, the wrong person did that. That would be Ronnie, not Marianne. So I thought, well, I'll change that. And then I kind of knew where the scene needed to continue after that. So I sat down. There's loads of places within what we call our report centre. And I just sat at a desk with my iPod with a nice, iPad, not iPod, with my keyboard on it, which is the picture I put on social media next to a bottle of Coke, which I'd got to drink. And yeah, I just sat there and wrote about 1,000 words. So the chapter's gone from 3,300 approximately to 4,300. And it's a necessary moment. It's mainly between Ronnie, Marianne, Oakley and Steinwolf. And yeah, it was just a necessary moment. This chapter has got quite a lot of story to tell, so it's probably not halfway done yet. This is going to be a big bugger. It's going to be at least 9,000 words long, I would have thought. But it gets the story to where I need it to get to, which is basically the only element of surprise, the element of, oh my God, are they going to be able to save mankind? They save mankind. That happens in the bit I'm writing next. Oh dear, nobody's going to read the book, so it'll be fine. They managed to do that, but what's left hanging is the fate of some of my main characters, because ultimately that's what they're there to do. They have to make sure this thing that they need to do to save humanity, they have to make sure it happens, and it really doesn't matter if they survive or not, because if they've managed to ensure the rest of humanity survive, that's their, function fulfilled, job done, as it were. But there is some jeopardy. I think I kind of think somebody, there was a couple of people, at least one character had to die of my main characters. There's like a secondary and tertiary character who knows he's going to die and has accepted that. But because of the way the story went, I'm kind of thinking I might need to kill off more than one main character. And given what I've planned for the epilogue, there's only really one that I can kill. And I don't want to, because I really like the character. It's not that I'm going to write for the character much more, because they're not a big part of the epilogue. They're not the one who's got something specific. They were going to be in it, to be fair, but if they weren't in it, it won't change the things that are going to happen. So I've got to make that decision. Do I kill off that character, which will probably be in the chapter I'm writing now? And but no, irrespective of all of that, I am thrilled that I managed to get that unexpected 1,000 words written today. After that, once I got to the end of that block, that scene, and then basically, went through security, went to the gate and flew to Zurich and flew back. And I've been home for about 5 or 6 minutes. And I wanted to get this podcast out really quickly because then I intend to do very little this evening. I'm going to have a very lazy evening. I hope to do some more writing tomorrow. I am waiting for... Am I waiting for a delivery? I'm trying to remember if I'm waiting for a delivery or if I just imagined that. I might have just imagined that. So there's a couple of things I need to do. Like there's some shopping I need to do, but I can do that in the evening. I am going to work on Sunday, but I don't have to be at Heathrow until 1 o'clock or just before 1 o'clock, so I don't have to get up early. Anyway, that's me done. That's just my update for the day. So very pleased. I wrote another 1,000 chapters of chapter 38. Thank you for listening. I'll be back at some point tomorrow. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by Richard A. Boxall. Thank you for tuning in to my random ramblings, and if you'd like to know more about me or my projects, visit my link tree at linktr.ee/Richard Wright, capital R, capital W. Thank you for listening.